Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on another Marvel Legends Hulk figure, but not just any Hulk figure. We are looking at the Walmart exclusive Mr. Joe Fixit from the Incredible Hulk comics. Now, Hulk was already gray for about 20 issues before he turned into Joe Fixit, which was a result of the leader detonating a gamma bomb all up in his face, and then he disappeared. Everyone thought he was dead, but no, he had run off, working for the mob, undercover, as a fixer at a casino, and this version of Hulk I thought was always very interesting, a little bit less powerful, and I think there's this daytime-nighttime thing going on where he could only be Joe Fixit at night and Bruce Banner during the day. But anyway, I'm pretty excited about this one, and I especially loved that they included Joe Fixit in the new Fantastic Four. Then they made a newer Fantastic Four, and then they've also brought back Joe Fixit for some other recent comics, which is also very, very cool. But not as cool as this theme song.
ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit.
Okay, Joe Fixit's cooler than the theme song. Who am I to say? The packaging is okay. Wish we had the window, but nice image of Joe Fixit back there. Then on the side, you get a 3D render. And then on the back, you can see that we get the accessories over there. And he's got that giant Tommy gun. It's supposed to stand 8.1 inches tall. Then on this side, you can see another image of Joe Fixit. And then you get a Hulk punch fist on the top. Not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. But first, if you're trying to get your other Marvel Legends, you can do so at
Big! Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And here's Joe Fixit out of the packaging with pinstripes. And I'm really liking that Tommy gun quite a bit, man. Gotta say, first impressions, I'm pretty stoked about this figure. I'm liking what I am looking at. Anyway, we do have some accessories to get into, so let's get a closer look at those, and then we'll take a closer look at the figure. We get a good number of accessories with this figure. I am pleased. Everything you need. You get fisted hands, you have a wide open hand on the left side, and then you have a gun holding hand on the right side that does have the horizontal hinge on it, or instead of the, I call this the vertical hinge because it moves vertically. You know, like your bones are set up like this. So if it moves like that, that's vertical. If it goes like that, that's horizontal. So you get a gun holding hand over here, which is new. I don't think we've seen this before, and I do like it, except for the direction of the hinge. But it makes it very tricky getting him to hold this Tommy gun two-handed anyway. This looks really good. I like this a lot. Now, you do have to assemble it, and I don't know how, but there's no swirling in the plastic over here. Like, how is this? Like, the silver looks great in it. And there's no silver, I mean, it's not painted over. It looks like it's just all in the plastic. The wood grain over here looks awesome. Really dig that. So, looks like the gray plastic underneath complements that wood grain pretty nicely too. So anyway, when you put this together, whoop, just spun off. You don't want to latch onto these little clips right over here. You want to go just beneath that. You're latching on to right above this line right there. So, of course, you want this facing outward towards the barrel, and click in like that, and it's pretty awesome. I do like this. And I also like the two head sculpts. This one very much reminds me of the video game version, which I was looking for and could not find. It's not the same thing though, different expression. You got an open mouth, the teeth over there, the lips are painted. Paint applications look really good. Little fuzzy on that white line right over there, right? But still, I think this is pretty clean. Aside from me dropping it, I think it's awesome. So I do like it. And then you get this one right over here, which I also really like. This is like a more contemporary look, I think. But I really dig it right here. It is missing some white in the edges right over here with the teeth, just a tad. But I gotta say, for the most part, I am very pleased with this. Love the slicked back hair over here and everything. This looks dope. Now, I will say, I think the heads do look a little large on this body, but for Mr. Joe Fixit, it works. I think the design matches the source material here by doing that. Just to do a little bit of head swappage over here, I wanted to compare it to the first Gray Hulk that we got from Marvel Legends, or at least see how that looks on there, and that looks pretty good. I actually kind of like that, so I might have that as a display option at some point, but not really. I'm pretty happy with the new heads that we got. And then for the latest Gray Hulk head, you can see it just, doesn't port on there properly. Neither of the other heads actually do, but this looks way too big for the rest of the figure, right? That's just not scaling up properly at all. I love that we have pinstripes on the figure. They totally missed that last time. Here's the video game version before with no head because I used a regular Grey Hulk head on there. And yeah, this is just much better. I did like the paisleys on the tie, but this is still very cool. I do like this quite a bit. You can find some parts of imperfection, of course, in the joints right there. It does go up pretty far in the joints, to be honest with you. You know, you can see lack of pinstripes right there, which, you know, I think was actually cleverly lined up with the pinstripes so that it looks like the hinge is kind of making the stripe, but it's not. You get, you know, dark blue paint over the gray hinge right over here. And yeah, the figure looks pretty solid. I feel like we're getting some light black paint over the gray over here. You bend the knees, you can see that they are bare, so you're going to run into that for sure. But for the most part, I think this looks snazzy. I complained a lot about the previous version not having the pinstripes, and we have pinstripes galore on this figure, and it looks fantastic. So the articulation on this figure is exactly what you would expect. It's the same Joe Fix-It mold that we saw before. We have a new head over here, and it's got the same ball joint right there, or dumbbell joint, so you can move forward and back and rotate side to side and get some head pivoting. Just wanted to mention one more time that it is really tricky getting him to hold this gun properly. I have to have the butt of the gun sitting outside the arm for this to really work, and that always looks weird to me. The butt of the gun should be right pressed against here or something, right? So it's just always kind of weird setting him up, but I am able to do it. And hey, the figure still has ankle pivot. That makes me happy. Now to measure out this Joe Fix-It figure, you can see without the reflection on the tape measure, he's standing just a little over 8 inches tall. And for a pretty bad Joe Fix-It figure comparison, we have the incomplete Toy Biz version right over here from Hulk Classics, and the kit bashed Joe Fix-It with the first Grey Hulk from Hasbro kit bashed over here. Yeah, this is what I had on display at first, then I had this one, and now I'm gonna have this one right over here. I wish I could at least show off the head sculpt from this one, but I don't know where I put it. It's lost in the mess, and I'm not even sad about it. And then for a Grey Hulk comparison, you can see we have our first Grey Hulk figure from Marvel Legends Hasbro, and we have the latest 60th anniversary Avengers version right over there. Again, I do think the head looks a little bit on the big side. Same thing with this one, but with this being the first appearance, this one being Joe Fix-It, it works pretty well, but I do like the proportions on this one the most. And then here's Joe Fix-It next to a couple of Hasbro Grey Hulks. We have the first Grey Hulk from Hasbro. Then here's the latest 60th Avengers Anniversary version. Oh yeah, I should try some head swappage right here again while we're panned out. I know I did it earlier, but I'm curious to see the slicked back hair Hulk on this Grey Hulk body. Oh, does it not port on? Ah, it does not port on properly. Dang it. Yeah, that won't fit on there. This just rests on here as you saw earlier in the video. But yeah, I cannot get this head on here. It just doesn't match the shape. Get that dumbbell out of there completely. You can just have it rest on the neck, but the skin tone doesn't even match perfectly anyway. And then here's this head sculpt on here again. I actually kind of like it, but yeah, it's a little bit too big. Then here's the Joe Fix-It head on that Grey Hulk 2. Just wanted to see. Yeah, it's not fitting either. Same dumbbell joint. Then here's Joe Fix-It next to a couple of Logan figures. We have the cowboy hat Wolverine, and then we have the Hit Monkey Deadpool 2-pack Deadpool figure with the patch head sculpt on there and a Wolverine claw added right over there. Thought this is kind of cool. Then here's Joe Fix-It next to the new Fantastic Four. We have the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man, and then we have the Days of Future Past Logan with an Anthony's Customs custom head right on there. And then we have the Marvel Legends Toy Biz Danny Ketch Ghost Rider. And yeah, Hasbro, where's the Danny Ketch? Huh? You guys are going to make it probably later this year. Expect the announcement. And then just because I wanted to, here's Joe Fix-It next to the 20th anniversary of Marvel Legends Green Hulk. Then here's our Grey Hulk Joe Fix-It figure next to a Street Humans grayscale prototype. And the Kickstarter is launching September 29th. Check out the links below for more information. Then here's Joe Fix-It next to your average 6-inch scale figure. We have the Marvel Legends Big Time Inner Letdown Spider-Man. Oh, it's Joe Fix-It, the Grey Hulk version, the nice one, the one that doesn't like to hurt people, especially smaller guys that have green on them, right? You don't hurt people, do ya? 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 No! So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to show some love by simply clicking that like button, and if you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss out on the future videos. And a big thanks to all you guys for watching. I certainly do appreciate it, and big thanks to all of you that are following Street Humans. I really appreciate that. This figure right here delivered for me. I am quite pleased with it. I don't have a whole lot of gripes with the figure, to be honest with you. The biggest one being that gun holding hand should have had the horizontal hinge. Again, kind of like my Street Humans, we're gonna work on that, alright? It's been noted very much. But yeah, that hinge right there would be helpful. Getting him to hold the gun is a bit tricky, but I think it's a dope figure regardless. I don't mind the head size. I mean, it could be a little on the smaller side, but I like it. I like the design of it. I had a lot of fun with it. I really like having both heads, even though I preferred the slicked back hair version. But yeah, man, I gotta say, I'm very pleased. I'm happy to have this figure. I can't tell you right off the top of my head how much it cost me. I think it was around 50, or no, I think it was closer to 40 bucks, right? Which is not cheap. So I'll correct that in the annotation. But yeah, for that price point, I know it's not cheap, but I'm happy to have the figure. So at that price point, I'm gonna give this Joe Fixit a Sun rating of I love it! And I'd like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comments section below. If you want to see the latest in Marvel news, you can find it all over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on social media, you can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, TikTok, and on whatnot. And I will catch you guys later. Peace!
Crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.